Welcome to another episode of Daily Market Mastery with me, Christian Rauchenwald. On this, sorry, my phone rings. Yeah, 1 second. So, sorry guys. Yeah, it was like a semi-important call. Anyway, hello and welcome to another episode of Daily Market Mastery on this beautiful sunny Wednesday afternoon. I hope you all had a great week so far. Depending on how your portfolio is positioned, probably not, but still enjoy the weather and think long term. Before we jump into my portfolio and analysis of the different positions that I'm holding right now, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything that I share in this live stream / video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. And besides that, all the tools that I'm using, so the broker, the charting software, the strategy I'm following, are all linked in the video description down below. And the one thing that you definitely should check out is the strategy I'm following called the Elliott Wave Principle. You can read this wonderful book for free online when you use the link in the description down below, or you can also alternatively use the same link to get yourself a physical copy. With that, we're gonna jump into my portfolio and we'll see we have a break-even start into the day with a slightly red touch. And I just need to quickly write a message. Yeah, you don't have to answer. Sorry for screaming, yeah. Okay, so so it's a confusing day. I hope you are still with me. Anyway, we have a slightly red start into the day. Markets are now opening in a minute. Usually we have around 5 minutes to take a quick pre-peek. Our biggest position is still GameStop. There I said I still expect a little bit further downside here. Temporarily, there could be a wave B movement before we get further downside. Doesn't matter much. The shares that we have, we hold. And unless we breach 36 by March 21st, then those shares would get called away. Otherwise, we just wait for this to play out, hopefully have our options expire worthless, or actually next week or the week after that, roll them further into the future for more premium, and then with an adjusted strike price anywhere from 30 or higher. So GameStop unchanged. We can also zoom out a little bit and 1 second. So Yeah, so exactly. So zoomed out, it looks like this. We believe we finished wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and are currently in wave 4. And once wave 4 has finished, we should get our wave 5. And this again is then only part of the next, oh no, actually. So to clarify that, we believe, or I believe, we finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the 5-wave impulse that makes up this wave 3 of the bigger pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So far still the same. Ah, there you are. Didn't see you. Hi, Gabby. And that reminds me, quickly have to check something. I don't think you have the right permissions on this channel yet. 1 second. Why do I not find you like that? Should actually. So if I look like this. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to check later why I cannot find your account like this in the YouTube settings to give you the moderation permissions. Yeah, can I do that here? Obviously not. YouTube is so annoying sometimes. Oh, it might be because of the add-on that I'm using. Okay, yeah, we'll figure that one out. So it's not essential for today. Anyway, so let's try to summarize this real quick. So GameStop, for GameStop, the prediction is more or less unchanged. We have our 5-wave impulse that finished here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that makes up the 3rd wave of the overlaying impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, where we're currently in the 4th wave. Personally, I believe wave 4 hasn't finished yet, and we're yet about to see either still a small move downwards or already a wave B and then a wave C before we then get our 5th wave. Yeah. An important price level would be the high that we had here at 22.74, because if we were to break that, then we would be looking at a diagonal, which would be a different kind of pattern. So I don't necessarily expect that we will break that. Yeah, but that's about GameStop. So moving on a little bit, Barnes & Noble Education Inc. still holding strong in a relatively chaotic market. There we zoom in a little, wrong direction, sorry. Zoom in a little bit. So we have the very, very clear pattern that we labeled here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, following pretty much all the rules of Elliott Wave Theory, followed by 3-wave corrective wave move that retraced pretty much exactly 61.8%, as we can see here. And yeah, it's like that's like out of the book, rather than this part here is not so out of the book. So we're still waiting for further development to be sure or clearer about the future movement here. Yeah. Moving on, immersion, there we are still waiting for the correction to play out, cause we have to, I'm gonna, stay here for a second so you actually can see before I jump from one chart to the other. But we're waiting for this correction to finish. It looked like it could have been done here, but with breaking that level, it becomes clearer that we're still in the corrective move. We have a very nice diagonal movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is only wave 1 of the bigger wave 3 here. So we right now are waiting basically, so this is wave 1, 2, not finished yet, and then we should get the strongest upward move. However, consider that we're looking at a weekly chart, so this can easily play out over the next couple of years. In my personal opinion, it makes sense to accumulate now. The stop loss would need to be at 423, so there is a technical almost 50% risk to the point where we would have to admit that the labeling is completely wrong and becomes invalid. But as long as we don't reach that level, I believe now is an accumulation phase to stock up or to increase the position. And then over the next couple of years, we should get a stronger move up with then a couple 100% return. Anyway, moving on, costs, we will need to label that, but unfortunately today is not the day either. Because I just, I'm already almost running out of voice from too many calls and live streams today. So I promise we'll get to it eventually. Our position is not so big that I'm super worried about having my labeling wrong here, or my lack of labeling affect the portfolio too much, but we'll have to look at it later. NEO, yeah, like dropping a little bit. As long as we stay above 401, we have hope that we finally reach the end of the corrective wave here. We also have a very nice 5-wave move here. Unfortunately, this correction here has been a mess to label, and I've called it wrong at least twice now. So I'm just waiting for a better signal to confirm that this correction is now indeed over. Once that happens, I mean, there are only two options. Either my overall labeling is correct and this correction will be over before, or it will not go below 363, which means one can pile up or collect shares here, and then we will go further up and have a decent payoff. Or we break the 363, I'm proven completely wrong, and I'll have to close my position and just accept the small loss on the 100 shares that I'm holding there, where we also wanted to increase our position in the near future. Bitcoin is again approaching the 100,000 mark, so we'll see. We have to relabel that, so ignore the labeling that we have on the chart or the whole metrics here, because somewhere along the way, there is definitely a mistake in there. Also not happening today. HNT should have a little bit more downside, if I recall it correctly. So we should ideally go below 286 to finish this third wave. And then we start, or should start, to recover. Storage we're already out of, so we don't care about the labeling or position. XRP, we're waiting for not a new high, but sideways movement out of the acceleration channel using Kennedy channeling technique. And XYO, we are actually assuming that we might have finished the correction now here, but I, for now, still rather keep the money in Bitcoin than to switch here. Now, to be frank, we also have to relabel this. From the looks of it right now, considering how long this move is, we have to have a mistake in the previous labeling. But overall, on first glance, I believe there might be way more upside. So in comparison to Bitcoin, here we might have in the next couple of months, at least, yeah, like 100% or more upside, unless the correction is not finished. So again, do your own research. Don't bet your house, because I say there might be upside. But again, we'll have to relabel this and then consider switching a part or maybe our entire position that we currently have in Bitcoin into XYO. Yeah, let's have a sip of coffee in between to at least get a little bit of hydration and moving on. Yeah, Nvidia still moving like this. We would have had a perfect end here to a potential 3-wave corrective move, but only if this is a flat correction. However, I'm not super happy with the look of everything. So right now I'm going to withhold judgment, because we also don't have the overlying patterns labeled. SMCI recovered a little bit. There we are in the phase where either this turns out to be, in my opinion, A, B, C, so still 100% upside, or this is the entire recovery phase and we get the next corrective wave down. And my long-term prediction here is and will stay at around $5 per share. But yeah, we'll see if that happens. What else is there to look at? Tesla on a monthly chart, not really worth it. Could be that we look at 3 waves, and then we would actually get 5 waves down here. Double checking on our one-page cheat sheet. 1 second. So flat correction. Yes, 3 waves, or any correction, but not a triangle, and an impulse on any diagonal. So if that's the case, if this is a flat correction, we should now get 5 waves down, and I would expect that we end at least here. Yeah. So obviously we're at a monthly chart, so we're talking about till the end of, I don't know, 28 or something like that. Let's see how that plays out. Might be because of all the political influences that happen there and the international reaction to everything that Elon Musk is doing in the US, where he, in my opinion, doesn't belong in terms of like what he's doing. So not that he doesn't belong into the US, but that he should not be involved with the political part. But yeah, and frankly, I guess that is going to be it for today. There are no questions in the chat, so nothing worth discussing in detail. I'm quite happy with how our portfolio is positioned right now. Yes, we have some pending losses or unrealized gains here, and we'll have to wait. However, since GameStop is still our biggest position, I am still bullish. I still believe that we are here relatively correct with our assessment that after this corrective wave, we'll get more upside. Sure, we could have sold here and bought again and whatnot. But I rather keep holding the shares longer so that eventually there might be some tax benefits for long-term gains versus short-term gains. If that still exists in Germany, well, I have to research that as well. And either way, earn premium on the side for writing the cover calls. And yeah, so yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you were able to take something away from today's stream. And with that, I'm going to wish you all a pleasant rest of the day and then see you all again tomorrow with another episode of Daily Market Mastery. Till then, bye-bye.